Welcome to the Intimate Partner Violence video series. And this is week 2, and we're going to be looking at gender socialization, which can be a bit of a big topic to tackle. So we're going to break it down and look at it very generally, just to get a starting idea of what it is. Check out some of the resources on the website that go along with this week, and hopefully those will help you to understand gender socialization a little bit more. And a good reminder is that if you are feeling overwhelmed or any of this information touches a nerve, to give yourself permission to take a break, do some self-care, and if it becomes overwhelming, to reach out. You can reach out to our office, or if it's outside of office hours, mobile crisis, or a friend or family member for some support. So let's jump into gender socialization and break down what it is. I'm going to do this by breaking up gender and socialization into the two different pieces. So gender is made up of all the characteristics, roles, activities, and attitudes of being male, female, or any other gender on the gender spectrum. Generally speaking, it is behaviors and choices that we use to express our masculinity or femininity. Socialization refers to the ways that we're taught gender roles and norms. So this teaching happens within our family units. It happens at school when we're school-aged, in media. It comes through like the commercials and TV shows that we're watching. It's in our friend groups, the social and political structures that are kind of around us, and societal value systems. So here we have an example, patriarchy, right? The societal idea that men are above women in a patriarchal society. Less obvious ways that this gender socialization happens is even in terms of things like the signs on a bathroom, right? For women, it's the stick figure in a dress, and for men, it's the stick figure in what we assume are pants. And that really reinforces the idea that women need to present in this way, in a dress, in a feminine attire, and men can present in this other way. Gender norms start at birth, and they're present in how we dress, the toys we're given as children, the way people talk to us and about us, and the roles that we see being played out around us, like the roles our parents play. So, you know, dressing girls in pink frilly dresses and dressing boys in blues and pants. That socializes our idea of how we present. If we see mom doing all the child rearing and dad going to work, that can really reinforce the ideas of what women's work is and what men's work is, right? So it's everywhere from the minute we're born, and it's in so many different levels of our experience on this planet. So why does this matter? Why are we talking about gender socialization, and especially in the context of intimate partner violence? Our societal values, our families, our friends, our institutions teach us what it means to be female or male. And those traditional ideas about gender contribute to beliefs, values, and assumptions, and roles that can create barriers to healthy relationships. And so it's important to discuss where the socialization comes from, what the ideas on gender are, in order to start to break down the ways that it's getting in the way of healthy relationships. So let's look at some of the masculine or feminine stereotypes. And sometimes this is referred to as the man box and the woman box. And these are the stereotypes and ideas that make up the rules on how we're supposed to behave if we're a woman or a man. And they're meant to keep us in this little box. So in the woman box, for the female stereotypes, it is that, you know, women are soft-spoken, they're gentle, loving, passive, sensitive, accommodating, and polite. Some jobs associated with femininity include teachers, nurses, childcare workers, flight attendants. Women are also often expected to wear makeup or dresses, care for the children, and do the cooking and the cleaning and more domestic jobs. This works for some people. For some people, this is their experience of being female in the world. But for many others, this doesn't exactly fit their identity. Similarly, for males, there's stereotypes around males being superior and dominant, powerful, being the breadwinner of the family, being strong and non-emotional, kind of cut off from their emotions, so to speak. Male-associated jobs include engineers, doctors, pilots, and males are generally expected to take care of finances, to know how to do home repairs or deal with fixing the car, and being really handy. And again, for some males, this fits, but for others, this does not fit in with their experience of being male in the world. And these gender boxes can be very limiting. And how this can relate to healthy relationships and create barriers, there are so many levels that can happen. And so I'm just going to give you a couple small examples here, but one is that healthy relationships need communication, right? And stereotypes about males around being cut off from their emotions and having to be strong can sometimes make it difficult for men to recognize their feelings and then to be vulnerable and open to share those with a partner. And sometimes this leads to stuffing and responding with anger rather than with open communication. Another important piece to healthy relationships is boundaries, having boundaries and being able to share those. But stereotypes about women that position them as altruistic or as putting everyone else above themselves can make it difficult for women to recognize their boundaries or to feel like they're allowed to have and set boundaries. And this can lead to unmet needs within the relationship. This can sometimes lead to resentment and disempowers women, making them doubt the importance of their own needs. And so those are just two pieces, but there are many. So let's touch on how we change it, right? If this is present from the moment we're born in every facet of our lives, it seems like a very big issue to tackle, but there are some very important ways that you can start to address gender socialization. And one of them is through self-discovery, exploring your values and beliefs and checking in with yourself. It's a good way to start questioning, are the things that I was taught growing up about how to exist in this world, are those working for me? Do those fit? Maybe staying home with children was part of your socialization, that's your job, but it's not part of your dream, or it doesn't fit for you. Maybe you were taught to be strong and not cry and really not touch on those vulnerable emotions, but you're a crier and crying makes you feel better. Changing and challenging that socialization really starts with discovering more about yourself and how you exist in the world. And challenging what you're seeing and hearing from friends and family, in media, when you get those messages about how to be a good woman or a good man, really thinking about, well, does that fit for me, or is that just something that I've been taught for so long, I've accepted it as truth? If you have children, they give us great opportunity to explore this, because children's movies often have gender stereotypes in them. For instance, the idea that princesses need to fall in love and have a prince save and fulfill them. And it's a good opportunity to talk to your kids and explore for yourself, how could that princess maybe save the prince or fulfill herself and save herself, right? So just starting to question things. And there's no super clear way of breaking down all the gender stereotypes, but these are some good places to start. So that's a really quick kind of overview of gender socialization. And I really do think it's important to think about whether or not it works for you, whether or not it fits for you, and how things can be changed and adapted so that you can experience the world in a way that empowers you and supports you having boundaries and expressing yourself so that you can have healthier relationships in your life. Thank you for taking this brief journey with me. I know that it can be an overwhelming topic, and do some research if you're interested. Google gender socialization and theories about how it impacts relationships. There's lots of information. And if you want more information, we are here too at our office. And if you need some support about this area or other areas, contact us at 306-244-0127. And I look forward to being with you next week to share some more learnings, and take care of yourself in the meantime.